particularly if you consider the fact that they didn't really lose any wickets. In fact, we had a list. It's one of the lowest scores made in a power play with no wickets lost. But let's go ahead and look at the stage of the game right now, which now stands at 61 for 1 in 10 overs. It's now 65 in 10.1, but Anuj Rawat, that's the kind of innings he's played. Virat Kohli is keeping him company. Faf du Plessis didn't look quite his efficient self, but I'm not sure it's going to put a dent on their run chase as things stand. Here we are, Cricbuzz Comm Box. I'm joined by Harsha Bhogle. I mean, it almost looks as if the dismissal of Faf du Plessis is a blessing in disguise, because he just didn't seem to be getting going for Bangalore.
And he timed his dismissal, if you could call it that, well, because he chose to go for it. Now, when you've got wickets in hand, one batsman can afford. You can afford to have one batsman go for it, which is why even though the asking rate now is 9 and over, you still think it'll be a walk for RCB because they've got so much batting to come. And already you're seeing Anuj Rawat is stepping on the gas, and already you're starting to see there a bowler shot. You see, Virat Kohli doesn't have to do much. It's Anuj Rawat who's going to do everything. And then when Maxwell comes in, then maybe Kohli will start to do stuff. But they're getting boundaries now. They've already 2 boundaries in this over. So my gut feel is they'll probably win with the over and a bit to spare at least.
Yeah, there's not much in terms of that they've had to do as such, but it's Mumbai who had to make the running. And as you said, the biggest dark absence on that scoreboard or on that bowling card is the absence of a fifth bowler. If you had Pollard coming as your fifth, having to bowl 2, Murugan Ashwin's not really been penetrative. You're really relying only on that top 3.
And he's a good bowler, but he's not having a great day. Jaydev Unadkat's picked up a wicket, but he was also a little expensive. So you see, they can easily play out Bumrah now, because what's going to happen is very soon, it's going to have to bring Bumrah back. And with the cushion that they have, they can easily play out Bumrah, aware of the fact that there could be runs to be had against Pollard. Maybe you can go after Thampi. Well, Thampi also towards the later stages can be a little expensive. They're in the driver's seat.
Yeah, they're very much in the driver's seat. The only wicket that we said was Faf du Plessis. But this is where I think, Harsha, the depth of the batting really counts. On the other day, they were in trouble. Du Plessis played 2 kinds of innings and rescued them. You know, you've got Shabazz and Dinesh Karthik and all the finishers. And someone like a Glenn Maxwell playing his first game. If anything, they wouldn't mind him coming at some point to get a hit. I mean, they'd love to win by 9 wickets, of course.
Look, it's still 9 and over. So the way for the Mumbai Indians, if they can get a couple of 4-5 run overs, then if that asking rate goes up to 11, say an over, and then someone plays a bad shot, one goes up, there's a little umpire's call thing going against you, there's a run out here and there, you never know. So they either need to get a wicket like now, or they need to get those 2 5-run overs. So look at it now, 81 and 54 balls. If they can say 2 overs is 42 balls. If they can bring it down to say 75 or 76, it's still just over 10 and over. It's not a problem. But that is the only way they can do it. But it has to be someone other than Bumrah bowling the quiet overs. Bumrah's got to come in to take wickets.
Yeah, and what we have noticed from our conversation is that we are throwing in about 5 different ifs in there. Not too dissimilar to what was happening in the afternoon. We were looking, what can Chennai pull out? Where can they pull it out from? But the orange train just kept on going.
And yeah, I mean, they've got so much batting. The track isn't doing anything silly. I'll be very surprised if RCB blow it from here.
But just a final thought. I mean, on the assumption that none of those are true, given that they go ahead and win from there, they would like, of course, the great Virat Kohli to get a nice 50 not out, just for the sake of the rest of their tournament, and for Maxwell to have a bit of time out there.
Yeah, not only all of us would like to see Virat Kohli being something not out. Maybe even, let's see, does he have time to get a 50 not out? Yeah, he's on 13. So he could easily get, with 81 needed, he could easily be 45, 50 not out. And if he can be that of 32, 33 balls, then that's fantastic. Yeah.
Well, he's gone one step closer to that. First ball, Thampi coming on. It's not quite Bumrah yet. He's got himself another boundary. 17 of 11 is Virat Kohli. That's where we leave Cricbuzz Comm Box for the moment. We've got a couple of matches to look back at, and there's a suspicion at least at this time, that both might follow a very similar pattern. We'll talk about it at the end. That's all from Cricbuzz Comm Box.